Hello everybody! It's been a long time since I have done something for you now, so despite that the season is almost or is over, the summer season is over, you will get a summer design and I'm heading right into it. Starting with my e-file, I of course need to prep the nails, pushing back the cuticles and removing the cuticles the best that I can. I like to use this thin flame bit. When I do my own nails, I really love to just use this bit. So I'm just pushing back the cuticle or the dead cuticle against the eponychium, and you will see that I actually push it. Well, I'm not doing it actually here on the thumb because I was trying to do the scissor, but I was sitting under the camera and twisting both my arms 180 degrees, so it was so awkward. So I skipped that and went over to my comfortable level where I feel comfortable, and that is to use my flame bit. So I always use my flame bit for everything. I remove the dead cuticle, I do my sidewalls, I do hangnails, as you can see here and there, and after I now go over and push back the dead skin really well and lifting it up, then I can just go around and just flick that dead skin off. That is kind of a thing that I just have come up with. Of course, I haven't come up with this by myself, but this is just a way of getting my nails clean and my cuticle clean. That is just the way that I have found that is really effective. And as you can see, I'm using that clamp underneath. It cuts off all my circulation to my fingertip, but yeah, it helps so much to stretch out the skin when you are removing cuticle and dead skin. So dead cuticle, sorry. So when that is stretched really well with that pincher underneath there, so you will see that the tip of my finger is blue, but I am tolerating the pain. The satisfaction of getting rid of this dead skin here. Oh, look at that strip. That is just lifting up when I go over it, and I have about 18,000 rotations with a red abrasive, and I can actually push back quite a lot with my skin here because I'm using the flame red bit, and my cuticles are quite dry and normal, and I do not have a sensitive skin or anything, so I could have used the blue, but I like the red one to be absolutely safe. Or safe because I know how to use it. If you don't know how to use it, you can of course damage your nails no matter what bit you're using. So the best thing about doing my nails is to get a nice and clean nail plate. That is that is the best thing ever. So it doesn't look really really good here with that red-blue tip of my finger and white skin around. But it's so satisfying to get rid of that dead cuticle. So I'm soon finished with this and removing some hangnails when I'm doing this. and then I just go over and buff my nails. It's a new buffer, so it's pretty abrasive, so this is working. When you come to learn your own nails and your clients' nails and so on, so sometimes you know that this person do not need a lot of etching, and you don't need to etch that much. You just need to get that oil away from the skin, and yeah, you do not need to be invasive on the nail plate. You don't want to weak nails, even though you have something on top of them. So now I am putting on forms. I really love these forms from Builderr. They are a little bit metallic in them, and I love metallic forms. They are so moldable, and these here have such a tight glue. They are not going anywhere when I put them on, so I always cut my forms with the paper in the back, so when it's finished cut, I can just rip off everything and just attach it to my nail, and everything beside the angle is sorted before I place them on, so no glue is taken off and taken on and taken off and taken on. I put my form quite low here because I am going to do ballerina shaped nails. So there they are, and I'm started with the primer and the base coat for Madame Glam's products. I am going to use Madame Glam's PolyGel on my middle finger and ring finger and my thumb. So that is why I'm starting with the regular Gelpolish base. I am a little bit ahead of myself here. Of course, I'm starting with the tip of the nail. I am sculpting really thin and quite long. Clear. I do a clear base for my art or encapsulated stuff to lay on. This is a gel that I bought a couple of years ago from a company in Germany that is no longer existing, and I know I have a jar left, and I just love this sculpting gel. Please, if you know where to find a similar gel, please let me know. It is really thin. I can sculpt super thin nails, but it is also super hard, but also very flexible. I can pinch it. I can pinch it so tight they will never crack when I pinch them. But at the same time, it does not run. So that combination is so hard to find. I cannot find it anywhere. I cannot find it. Either they break or they are too high viscosity or too thick. I do not like a thick gel. I want them thin, but I want them strong, and I want to pinch them. So please give me some clues. When I run out of product, I need something to replace this Wonder Gel with. You see that it does not run at all, but it is so easy to self-level and get it smooth, and yeah. And when you sculpt like this, of course, try to do it as neatly as possible. That will save you a lot of filing time, and of course you get a thin base layer an even base layer where you can lay lots of layer on top and inside and over, and yeah. I'm going to put a lot of goodies inside here. Lots and lots and lots. I love to do that. If you know me, I love putting stuff inside the nails. So these are things that I have found myself that I'm going to put inside here. That is shells that I have picked from a beach in Norway. A beach that I'm visiting only once a year when I have the summer vacation. I picked a lot of shell. I have dried them and put them in the oven, so they are really sanitized. And they are super, super, super tiny and not crushed shell. They are actually whole shell. And that is what's amazing with these shells. So when I'm taking off this form, of course these are quite fragile because these are thin. I had just sculpted the tip, it's just barely hanging on to the tip of my nail. So that is why I touch up around the middle of my nail with a gel, so I get kind of so it does not just hang at the tip of the free edge of my nail. And try to scoop out the edges so that I do not have a lot to file when they are so thin, so I do not break them. I love doing, I have already said it, but I love doing nails like this a couple of times a year, so I just get that creative things out of my way sometimes and just do whatever I want and put whatever I want inside the nail. For some people that is way, way, way too much, but these are 10 small canvases that I am painting on, or just am creative with. Trying to, at least. So, and of course this is way off season now, but I'm sorry I was late. I was late doing this. I was late because I actually took with me, I'm not lying when I'm saying I took with me 40 pounds of nail materials to do my nails on holiday in a boat for 3 weeks. Yeah, I could have done nails every single day I could have done open salon for these 3 weeks, but I got that smuggled into my boat as ballast. But this year was the only year that I did not bring acrylic. I always bring everything so I can choose, but Norwegian summer, it always rain, so I was counting on these rainy days that I was going to do my summer nails, and I have no idea, but we got 3 weeks with just sun every single day. There are no place that I can hide, or I will not hide. I'm a Norwegian. If it's sunny in Norway in the summer, I am not going to hide. So there, I went on holiday with the shortest nails ever. So here I'm putting on the PolyGel ready already on my thumb. I'm going to do the same on my middle and ring finger. Took the primer and the base coat here also, because I kind of started all over again after I have filed. So that was my story on my summer nails that did not happen. So I am definitely going to pack acrylic next year. That was a super failure on my part. So yeah, it was just pure ballast that had to be carried out again. I was quite sad actually. I'm trying now to do some nail beds, extend the nail beds. This PolyGel here, I was so certain that this was an opaque color, but when I file my nails down here afterwards, it is really thin actually, believe it or not. It has a high C curve, but the nail on top is actually really thin beside from the apex. So it got really see-through. You will see that later on. So I had to actually put on another layer of a gel polish, or actually I used one of Madame Glam's new rubber base colors on top of this, just to cover that gap that was from my original nail bed to the extended part of the nail bed. You will see it when we get there. So you have to sit here and watch now to see until we get there. So please, if you haven't watched all my videos yet, please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you get updates whenever I have a new video out. I will really try my best to put out videos more often. I will try to simplify things a bit so I can put it out a little bit more often. And here I had too much product on, and with PolyGel it is so easy. It's just to cut it off and mold until your hearts bleed. Sorry. Well, PolyGel is the perfect thing to use for nail beds. And then I'm just slightly touching up the side walls with my file to get them sharp and neat and even. I do get better every time I do this, so it was not a lot I needed to be done. And here are goodies, lots of goodies. Well, if you can see this, you should have seen the rest of the table. I usually use at least an hour just to pick out everything I want to use. So here are different sizes of the sand that I'm going to use that I picked. So on with some primer, and I'm going to get some of this sand in between all these glitter and all these colors. So I have different colors from Madame Glam here that I'm going to mix and match, and yeah, I had a plan, but I always tend to think that my nails are longer than they are, so yeah, I always overfill them, but they turn out nice. And I used some loose glitter that I bought from a girl named Jennifer for some years ago. I think she still makes glitter mixes, but I bought so many mixes from her years ago that I still have lots of colors and different mixes that I actually never need to mix my own mixes anymore. I have become lazy. So here I'm putting on the shells in the middle of the tip here. laying them in there on a bed of a little bit gel. And it's quite important to use a gel that has quite a high viscosity gel when you're filling in these shells afterwards, because or else you will get a lot of bubbles if you try to push down thick gel in between glitters and these shells and so on. You will end up with bubbles. So I'm trying to, or I will use a gel that has or a medium to high viscosity. I'm using the cool gel. That is my favorite actually from Light Elegance. I think that is it's so super shiny, and I just love it as a fill-in gel and top gel and so on. When I encapsulate stuff, I really love Light Elegance gels. I cannot remember what that green glitter was around the cuticle area. No, the extended nail bed. But here I'm using a Builderr gel from Madame Glam. I do have two different kind of blue-greens Builderr gel from Madame Glam that I'm mixing and matching here. From two different collections. So on my pinky I used the lightest one, but on my index finger you will see that I mess up a little bit, so I end up using another color there. But here I'm using a glitter from Madame Glam that is called Under Pressure. It's just a gel polish that is really nice on top of other colors, but it has that iridescent shimmer to it. So I put it as a base instead. So here I'm picking up singling out those tiny shells and place them very carefully, because my head, somehow I need to have an order to where I place these shells. Believe it or not. So then I'm just drowning them in this this Builderr gel, soak of Builderr in the bottle gel, and I'm not particularly I'm not particular with my fading here. And you can see I started and I did finish a whole nail with like a marble effect, but I did not like it. It got so much, it was so much going on with this design, so I ended up filing it all away. It was so busy. So this is the cool gel. So now I'm filling in. Yeah, you can see I'm filling in and encapsulating all my goodies. And I like to have a dark background against the free edge or the extended nail bed. I think that dramatic dark effect is quite cool. And I tried really hard to just use the gel that I need. I try not to use too much, but I always end up using too much gel. That is my big no. I always put on too much gel. If I had a salon, I could not have done this at all. It would have cost me a lot of product, not to mention a lot of time and pain for filing all this away off again. So, but I'm trying to be better for every set I'm doing. I'm trying to be better and mindful of not putting too much gel on. So I'm fiddling, not trying to avoid bubbles. It is not easy. The best thing is to not lift the gel or the brush up from the gel too many times. Try to keep it in contact with the gel all the time, and despite all the ridges and things that I'm going in between here. And it's also useful to try to take this in several layers. I am quite lazy when it comes to my own nails also, so yeah, I often tend to do it in 2 big layers instead of maybe 3 thinner layers. So over to the filing, and here you can see I have my ring finger left to file. I have filed the other ones. You will not see a lot of filing procedure here. So you can see that the nail bed got exposed. So I need to, and that will also happen to my ring finger and the index finger. I filed down again, and my thumb is actually ready. So that is how they are before top coat. And here you can see I started doing the same design as I had on my pinky, but I took a Gelpolish Builderr gel that is a tad a bit darker than the other one. If you look at my thumb, you can see on my palette there that I have those 2 colors. I blend them, so, and in the end it does not look that crazy different, but it bothered me. And the glitter again at the tip. I was going for a see-through tip, but no, I can never do that. I have a problem. I put down the shells again. Try to use the gravity to help me here, because there were lots of shell that was going to be placed. And trying to drown them and try to fade it out. And I also took some silvery gel in the tip here. That was called lots of it, that gel that I used in the tip. And then I am filling up with the cool gel at the tip. My index finger is so much flatter than the other finger. The other finger has a beautiful, or has a C curve. This one is so flat, so I always have to tilt the form a little bit different so that they all get even. I also end up taking a bit more product on my index finger so that I also even it out on the top layer. So the index finger is actually the thickest nail of all of my nails, but the other ones are actually quite thin. It is just the curve that makes them maybe looking thick from the side, but they are really thin if you measure the thickness from the inside. So you will see me filing that thickest nail of all. I always like to file the underside, because if you put the form right in the shape that you want to shape, then you can use those lines underneath when you have filed underneath. Then you can use that width to as a guide to how much you need to file. But I always like to start on one side. I like to start on the front and then work myself towards the cuticle, and then I start on the other side from the tip to the cuticle and around. And then you will see that when I do the ballerina, I do like to make them flat from the apex and down to the tip, and then I do the corners and round the corners. So that is how I do the ballerina shaped nail or coffin shaped nail, so that they end up a little bit more flat on the top surface, but I round it all out at the end. And there they are. I still have not filed my ring finger. So I'm sorry I could not show you anything more, but you will see the finished pictures here, and I hope you enjoyed these creations. And if you did, please subscribe, comment if you like, give me a nice comment in the comments box, and of course hit that like button. And thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I hope to see you soon. So bye bye for now. Bye bye.